Shalom, friends. Rabbi Bradley Shavit Artson from the Ziegler School of Rabbinic Studies at American Jewish University here. Happy to share some Thanksgiving thoughts and to try to put it in its original, which is to say religious, context. When Abraham Lincoln, President of the United States during the Civil War, declared a day of national Thanksgiving, he anticipated that people would be able to turn to the universe as a whole, to the God who created us, and to pause and to reflect and to thank. And the need for that thanksgiving is no less crucial now. We are all going through such a challenging time, not only in terms of the kind of vicious partisan politics that are spinning around, but COVID and the pandemic that's forcing us to stay in our homes. So let's lift ourselves up. Let's not think about the history of Thanksgiving. I don't want to talk about that right now. Let's not talk about some of its complications. What I want to focus on is what gratitude does for the person who is giving thanks. That it really is a way of lifting ourselves up to be able to focus on our gratitude. And when I think about gratitude, I go straight to the Bible and I go to the 100th Psalm. The psalm is known as Mizmor LeTodah, a psalm of giving thanks. That's the title of this psalm, and its very theme, over and over again, shouting to God, worshiping God in gladness, singing out in joy, acknowledging that God is our creator, that we are God's and God is ours, and that we are in that sense a flock. We are God's flock. And then it ends with these stirring words, Ki tov Adonai le'olam chasdo, ve'ador v'ador emunato. For the Lord is good, God's steadfast love is eternal, and God's faithfulness is for all generations. And I want to hold out those two different thoughts, that God's chesed, God's love, is beyond time, that this universe was built out of chesed, out of love, and so at its very foundation we are truest to creation and to God's original intention when we muster the love that's within. And not only is it eternal, it's Ledor Vador. It's from generation to generation. That is to say, it doesn't just glide across time without touching it. We're marinating in the love. Each and every generation takes that love, alters it in its own image, and then passes along an enhanced love to the next generation. So this year, whether you're sitting at a table alone or you're joining with your pod to be able to celebrate as well, let's take a moment to lift ourselves above the muck. Let's think about those areas in our life that reflect the love that we have been so generously given by those who've come before us and by our Creator. And let's remember to give thanks. Shalom.